What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Long time no see. Guys, today we are doing a car review on a 2019 Dodge Charger Scatpack, which is one of my favorites. I actually own a Challenger Scatpack, and I think honestly it's the best car that you can buy for that specific price point. Today we are in Ocala, Florida at Phillips. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. If you guys realistically need business, actually, if you guys are looking for a car, looking for a Mopar, anything, come here. They got you taken care of. Come see my buddy Gonyer. His info will be in the right here somewhere, and just go ahead and give him a call, give him your business. This guy is A1. He knows everything about Mopar. That is a Mopar guy through and through. Today, this is the car we'll be reviewing, a 2019 Dodge Charger Scatpack. Now guys, I'm a big fan of this car, but at the same time there will be some contradicting going on, and I will explain that. This right here is a triple nickel is the color. It's a new color. If you go on the website on Dodge.com, you try to build it, you will not get this color. It's relatively new it is new to the 2019 model, and it is such a beautiful color. It just looks like a normal silver, to be honest with you, but when you look at it in person, it has more of a cream color. It has like a hint of that destroyer gray, but silver. So getting off on the exterior of the car, one of the big things I love about the Charger obviously is I love these basically aggressive lines, these vents that go through the back there. I always thought the Charger, once they redid it, their last change, I thought they did a great job. Another thing that's to look at too, that's new to the 2019 model, are these snorkels. Basically, they're for the intake. Now, I did do some research on these, and they are not functioning. Apparently, people, well, somewhat. You can tell the radiator is right there. I'm not sure if you can see it right in there. It's not like the Challenger's intake where it goes straight through the cold air intake, but from what I'm seeing, you can do some modifications to it and kind of make it functioning. It's got your traditional hood scoop that you see here. That's on all Chargers, and this right here is a con for me, though I love the look of it. I think it's a beautiful hood scoop, but at the same time, there's no difference between this one and the RT or the SRT or the Hellcat. They're all the same, and it's kind of meh, you know, it's not a big deal to me. Versus like you look at the Challengers have a hood scoop very similar to this, and then they also, now the Hellcat has the double snorkel look basically, and I think that's pretty cool because you know you're paying when you pay for something, you're getting something different. Your status of your car is different by looking at the hood or a badge or something of the sort. I don't like that about this, is that all of them are the same. So you spend $90,000 on a Hellcat and you got the same hood as an RT, you know. So it's, but at the same time it goes both ways, because then you spend 40 grand and your car looks like a Hellcat. So I guess, you know, it's a plus. Now this is obviously the Scatpack. It's kind of weird. I mean, we know they're both the same, but you got your 392 badges, and you look in the back here, we have our Scatpack badge, which is real. I've never seen that before on the back of these cars, but I mean, I absolutely love this model itself. This triple nickel is really something to look at. Another thing to point out is the tires. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but they are 245s, and that is the known issue with all Scatpacks. Their tires are too small, so they have so much power that they can't get any grip to the wheels, and that potentially is a problem. The first thing you should do is, when you get one of these, go get some bigger tires and enjoy them. And you know, if you like to be a little bit squirrely on the road, that's totally cool too. I enjoyed it, but then when I wanted to hit the track and hit the drag strip, that's what I had to do. All right, let's get right into the interior of this car. What exactly is it like? Anything new with the 2007, or I'm sorry, 19 model? Let's get into it. All right, guys, we are on the interior of the Charger. Now, at first glance, nothing new. All right, this is the same thing I've seen from 2017, 18, 17, 16. Nothing new with the big screen, how it looks. So I will say there's nothing new. There is a little bit different feel here on this dash. It's kind of a different leather. That is different. Also, it's got your regular, I believe, called Alcatraz. I can't ever pronounce the name of that thing. Basically, it's like a suede-like material that comes standard on a lot of these Scat Packs. Nothing new. You can get them in red, you can get them in black. I like them. You can get also the Scat Pack logo, or you can get a Daytona logo, or an RT logo. I'm pretty sure of it. This model in particular has the sunroof, which is really cool. I do like sunroofs. Other than that, guys, nothing new on this car on the interior. I will say that if you're a Mopar fan and you're a big fan of it like myself, then you're happy with it. If you are looking for something new in the 2019 model with the interior, at first glance, there isn't much of a difference. The car, when you turn it on, it does have a silent rumble, which is very nice. I know people like their car a little bit louder. I noticed the actual heads-up display here is a little bit, it seems like a little bit bigger. I don't know why, it just looks a little bit bigger here, which I do like. I love the speedometer look. I've always been a big fan of these dials. I'm the same thing with the Mustangs. I've always liked that style. Totally cool with me. I noticed the numbers are a little bit different too, different font. But hey, that's not really what you're gonna buy your car for, am I right? So another thing that I'm noticing here that looks really cool, turn off this AC, is so loud, is the actual Uconnect system. It's very different looking versus I have a 16 Scat Pack, and I will say that this one looks very nice, very responsive. The apps are very clean looking. I mean, I guess on the older one they feel kind of clunky compared to this. This is actually a very nice improvement. So technology wise, I'm really impressed. Now also, if I had a cord with me, I could also point out that you can do, it has Apple Play and CarPlay. Now some people may not like that. My wife doesn't like the CarPlay and Apple Play. It annoys her, but me personally, I really do like it. I like that I can, you know, hook up to my phone on the screen and do what I gotta do. So that is something that the new models do have, which I really do like. All right, let's take this baby out for a spin and let's see what else we got here. All right, guys, let's take this car for a walk. Or a drive, a walk, like it's a dog. You know, there's a couple things I forgot to mention as far as the colors go. Like I said, this is a triple nickel. So this car is not available when you're building for some reason. Maybe they just haven't updated the site. But I did notice that with these models, they if you want to get B5 blue and the plum crazy purple, you got to pay an upcharge. It's only $70, which isn't a bad deal considering you got to paint your whole car for $70. Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but do know that that is not a free option. I love the crazy plum purple. Bummer you can't do that. All right. Excuse me while if I cough. I'll try to edit that out if I can. All right, so a couple things about this car now. It's gas mileage, not the best. All right, it's about 15 miles to the gallon on city, about 24 on the highway, which is actually really good considering, you know, if you're gonna do a lot of highway driving. I do myself, and my car averages around, to be honest with you, probably around 17, 16 miles to the gallon. So that is pretty cool. Now this car does have 485 horsepower, which is a great deal of horsepower considering the price. Now MSRP starting for this car is around $38,000. It's like $37,995. So let's just round it up to 38 grand. What can you get for that? There's a lot of cars out there that you can't realistically, pound for pound. I guess that's a bad term because this car is very heavy. But when it comes to price per dollar per horsepower, this car is a great deal. All right, I believe the Camaro, the SS, which has around 450. Hold on, I wrote that down actually. Yeah, so the Camaro SS has around 455 horsepower, and that car is around 37. Yeah, about the same price, 37,995. And the Shelby GT350, 435 horsepower, and that actually starts at 59 grand. While this one, I was wrong, it starts off at 39,995, so 40 grand. All right, so I really think that's a good deal. Now, that SS is actually cheaper than this car. Yes, that is true. But this is a four-door car. This is a sedan. And I don't know many sedans for this price point with this much horsepower and this much performance that you can get for the same amount of money. I was looking them up earlier to see exactly, was there anything better than this, or was there anything with the same horsepower, four doors, and, you know, for under 50 grand. And BMW was the only thing, and they were still over 50 grand. They were in the high 40s. So really, and they weren't even near the horsepower of this car. So this really is a great steal. Big bang for your buck. Now let's go ahead. I'm gonna punch this bad boy. Yeah, it automatic. Like I said, guys, we mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video, 245s is stock for this car. Does not have any grip. The car is way too powerful for the tires. So if you're gonna buy one of these, keep in mind you might want to get some better tires when you're done. So a couple other performances to keep in mind about this car, little upgrades. The actual brakes on these are actually Brembo brakes, right? They're 4-piston Brembo brakes. Now on the Hellcat, you got a 6-piston Brembo brake, I'm sorry. And on the regular RTs, they're not Brembo brakes. So that's your difference. So what exactly is the price points as far as everything goes? I believe the RT starts around 35, and then for an extra 4 grand, you can get the Scatpack RT. All right, so with the regular RT is like 370 horsepower. All right, and then you don't get the Brembo brakes. So that's something you might want to keep in mind. That yes, you're getting a bigger engine, like a 6.4 liter versus a 5.7 liter. All right, so that's included in your 4 grand upcharge. Your brakes are there. You get your SRT performance pages, which you probably wouldn't get on your RT. Yes, you can go ahead and, you know, probably mess with the you can unlock a device with the taser or something like that and use different things. Yes, but stock, that's what you're getting for. As far as the driving goes, it's very grippy, guys. When you get going, and once it does hook, you feel the power. The car is, you feel the engine. No, even though the car, I guess you can say that the exhaust has the original stock muffler on it and everything, you still feel the rumble. You still feel that it wants to scream, it wants to roar, it wants to do its job. I mean, it's just intoxicating, exactly, pushing this thing. I never get tired of it, of this power. All right, it's just something that you can't replicate. Only way you can replicate it is if you get a faster car. That's pretty much how it works. And I would recommend it to anybody to go ahead and get one of these. So let's go over basically the outcome, the overall about this car. What do I think about it? Well, for one, guys, let's go over the interior. Nothing new. I'm not impressed with it, all right? And I actually had to write everything down so I stayed on point. So I think the interior realistically gets a 7 out of 10. Why a 7 out of 10? Well, guys, I feel like Dodge didn't do anything new. It's kind of the same from the last couple years. The only thing that's changed inside that I'm seeing is your technology package. Basically, the Uconnect system was upgraded, and you know, big whoop. You know, that's pretty cool. But if that's all you got to to go on, then that's fine. If you are a Mopar fan like myself, you're okay with that. So it's kind of like a two-sided argument here, because I do love it, but at the same time, nothing else new. So to be unbiased, for a car review, it gets a 7 out of a 10. All right. The exterior. I love the exterior. The exterior for me though gets an 8.5 out of 10. All right, 8.5 out of 10. Why an 8.5? Well, I love the lines on this Charger. I love the aggressive look. I love everything about it. Love the color. I love this triple nickel that it comes with. It's very nice. This car looks beautiful in B5 blue. I think SRT Mush has one, and oh my gosh, I love it. And I love Crazy Plum Purple. What's the other? RP Productions, he used to have one, and I loved it. So I do love those colors. I mean, realistically, any color on this car is beautiful. All right, but the lines make it so beautiful. The edges, basically, the vents where they're placed, everything's perfectly placed on this car. The new snorkel look on the front of it is really cool looking. I really do like it. My only problem is that it's obviously not functioning like you would get from the actual Hellcat. I'm sorry, like you would get from the Dodge Challenger. You know, a functioning Hellcat intake there, and that I like that. So that's one of my things, but it really does look cool. And for somebody who, if you don't know that it doesn't work, you're still gonna think it looks cool. So the last thing that I really don't like about this car, but it's weird, is that I do like it. I love the hood scoop on it. All right, now follow me on this, and I'm gonna be short. I do like the hood scoop. I really do. I've always liked it. I've loved the look of it. But, and I mentioned this earlier, is that you can get this on a Hellcat, and you can also get this on an RT. So if I have an RT owner, the positive is my car may look like a Hellcat. But the problem is, if I spend $90-something thousand on a Hellcat, I have the same hood scoop as an RT. There's no like really distinguishing between the price points, and I'm not big on that. You know, I don't like having features of a lower car available on my car. You know, if I'm spending 99 grand, I want my car to stick out. That's why the Demon sticks out, the tires, the fenders, these type of things. So I'm kind of iffy on that, and that's my opinion. But at the same time, I mentioned again, if you're an RT owner, it's better for you, because realistically your car looks just like a Hellcat. You know, it does look nicer, so that's a positive. But I do give it an 8.5 because of that hood scoop. I just wish it would be different. So let's go based off of performance, guys. This car screams performance. It's the fastest sedan you can get out there for its price point. All right, so you're talking $40,000. There is no other car with more horsepower than this car at $40,000, starting at 40 grand. Yes, you can go up. This one that I'm in particular, the one that I'm driving in right now, is $46,000 after everything. Ticker says 49, internet price says 46 is what they're asking, and it's a great deal. All right, and if anything, contact my boy John to pick up this car, because it is a steal. $46,000. It's a great car, great pickup. The color is beautiful. All right, the performance-wise, let's get back on subject here. 485 horsepower, 6.4 liter engine. The rumble of a lion. If you basically take off the resonators and the mid mufflers, this car is loud. All right, it's so loud, it's ridiculous. It has a presence to it, and whenever it's driving. Downfall. Tires, always going to be the downfall. Until Dodge actually puts 275s on these stock, it's always going to be a downfall. And right now, I give that an 8.5, an 8.5. That's my score out of 10, because of the fact that the tires are constantly a drawback. Now, and also the Brembo brakes are kind of small, but I wish they would come with 6-piston Brembo brakes. They look nicer, but you know, that's not the end of the world. But what's really to me is the tires, because I got to go buy tires after this. That's probably going to cost me close to $1,000, probably $1,200 just to get some nice thick tires on this car to actually make it. I paid, I think, $1,700 to get rims and tires. So I mean, tires alone would probably cost you $1,200. So that's a downfall for me. It's 8.5. All right, let's get right onto the final thing, the most important thing to me: price point. I'm very unbiased when it comes to these things, because I am completely 100 with you. Is it worth the money? Yes or no? Absolutely yes. It is a great deal. What is the number I would give it as far as price point goes? A 9 out of 10. Why a 9 out of 10? Well, guys, realistically, go ahead and tell me. If you guys can tag me in something or put it in the video in the comments below. Buy me a car for 40 grand, starting at 40 grand. All right, with 485 horsepower, and it's a sedan, a 4-door sedan. All right, don't go find me a Camaro, don't go find me a Ford Mustang with whatever. Find me something that starts at 40 grand. You can find me something that's $46,000 with 485 horsepower and a 4-door, and that looks cool. Find it for me, because I promise you will not find it. It is the best bang for your buck out there. There is nothing really to compare here, and that's why I think the price point is actually justifiable. The actual price that they're selling this car for, there's nothing else to really compare. But yeah, either way, guys, so this is gonna wrap up my video. All right, why don't these cars ever reach 10 for me? Because, you know, 10 is the perfect car. I mean, there should not be anything else wrong with this car. I should be able to say, I'm taking it off the lot. I don't need to do anything to it. With this car, if I took it off the lot, I would try to make that functioning, what's it called? Those new snorkels. Basically, the intake, I would make them functional so I can get some air to my intake if I could. And then also, I would immediately go and put some tires on them bad boys and make it nice and thick. And I get some tints. But tints have nothing to do with the car. It's the tires and the snorkels, and you know, I would stick with the hood because I can't really do anything else, because that's the only option they have. So guys, that's my vid. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, you stayed on this long, please like, subscribe, tell me where I need to improve. I'm always up for the criticism, constructive criticism. Please don't call me an idiot. I try to improve, and I try to listen to you guys as much as possible. You guys have a blessed one. I thank you all, and also for the people who donated for my charity, for the GoFundMe page for the Christmas at Shands over the past month. Been very busy with that, and I thank you all so much. You guys are a true blessing. Please be safe, drive safe, all right, and God bless. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you when I see you. Peace!